Hey guys, welcome back to Down the Stretch. We're going to do a quick review and some replays of races ran on Saturday, the 17th of May. A lot of misses. Rain came down and changed the whole dynamic of the program, but that's a part of the game. The speed horses had a glorious day in the slop. So let's go over these races and see the hits and the misses. Let's get into it.
They're off for the first. Fair start. Seaplane outsped, left at the back early. Bushfire and a plum match strides. Linstead Market and Chinita Estrella are lengthened a piece in behind the first two as they charge toward the half mile. Gilroy races some 3 lengths back. The Soul Warrior the Grey races just on the outside as they slip past the half mile and run into that turn. Military Light races next with the favourite Chief Dissident. Seaplane is there and Pappy down toward the back of the field as a plump continues to lead them. Bushfire in close attendance, just a length and a tail back. They arrive at the 5/16th. Linstead Market now hustled up and asked above to the boil along with Chinita Estrella, but a plum, although stepping wide, looks to have the lead in the centre of the course. On the rail, that is a Bushfire. Linstead Market running between them. Chinita Estrella is continuing to drift toward the stand fence, but they charge now toward the final furlong. Bushfire on the far side has that lead. Chinita Estrella now trying to reel him in. Here is the favourite Chief Dissident on the rail now making some ground, but it is Bushfire with that lead. Inside the final yardage, Bushfire pushed out by Radish Roman, and Bushfire will take it over Military Light. Then Chief Dissident, Chinita Estrella. Seaplane is back in 5th.
So started the day off with a miss. I read this race that it was going to be a speed fest. I thought Linstead Market would hook up with Bushfire and company, and it would set up perfectly for Military Light and Seaplane. Well, Linstead Market decided other things. You know, he had a fracture behind the gate, took a while before he got in, and when he started slow, didn't make it to the lead, and didn't put the pressure on where I thought he would. So that was a miss for me there. Ended up second with Military Light at a good price. So that was the first miss, the first race.
Oh, they're off and racing. Tigger Express gets a fly on the far side. Big Argument gets away good as well along with John P. They head toward the 6th, and it's Tigray Express, about 3 lengths in front of John P. Big Argument right against the rail, let him fly just beside Big Argument. Then comes 4 lengths before we come to Casual Peach, another length and a half before we come to Genealogy, another a length and a half again before we come to Wilson, and about 6 or 7 lengths to Maya racing at the back of the field. They head toward the 4, and it is a Tigray Express on that lead, about 4 lengths in front. Big Argument racing in 2nd, John P racing in 3rd. Right there in 4th, that's Let Him Fly, a gap of 4 lengths before we come to Casual Peach and Genealogy traveling together. Then comes Wilson, and still at the back of the field, and hopelessly out of it, it looks that's Maya. They come towards the top of the lane, and it is Tigray Express in a cruise control mode. Rider looking behind, and there are no danger at the moment. It's Tigray Express in front, running down on the outside and trying to come on. That is Big Argument, but it is Tigray Express in front. Big Argument slipping down into 2nd. That's Wilson. Tigray Express bringing them to the half a furlong pole with a good-looking lead, and this looks to be 2 on the day for the champion jockey, the Sneaky Fox Radish Roman. Tigray Express on an afternoon stroll in the end. Tigray Express by about 5 lengths. Wilson is 2nd. Then comes Casual Peach, and Big Argument back in 4th.
Second race, this was much easier race. The obvious choice got the job done. Tigray Express easily the winner there. Wilson finished 2nd, so I finished 1st, 2nd, and 4th in this race. 3 of my 4 horses were in the superfecta. Tigray Express 1st, Wilson was 2nd, and Big Argument, who I wanted to run 2nd at a price, he finished 4th after chasing Tigray Express for most of the way. So keep an eye on Big Argument next time at the races. Disappointment in that race was Let Him Fly. Just couldn't match strides with Tigray Express and never put in a punch, but he'll have easier opportunities in the future.
Field in 9. They're off. Time Bomb just misses it. Sweet Burn toward the back, early outsped as they make their way toward the 6. Successful Man sprints out to get a 2.5 length advantage. Secret Mission racing on the rail, Sensational Gift accompanying him, racing out wide. A break of some length and a half back to Sweetburn, making some progress after the slow start. Toward the outside, Rani in the black cap going down. Time Bomb is next, and last of all, it's Lagertha. They've left the 5. They run now toward the final half of a mile, and Successful Man continues to lead the field. A length and 3/4 in front of Sensational Gift as they swing past the half mile. A break opens up to racing there on the rail. That's a Sweetburn. Rani races up next. Secret Mission in the red cap as they're all strung out. Time Bomb, a gap opens up to him, and last of all remains Lagertha as they've left the 3 and run toward the 5/16. Successful Man coasting on that lead, 2 lengths in front. Sensational Gift now being urged and asked to close the gap. Sweetburn also asked to make ground with Secret Mission and Rani, but they're at the top of the lane, and Successful Man has that lead now shaken up by the rider and asked to really go as they flash past the 3/16. The stick comes out in the left hand. Successful Man with that lead being pressured now by Sensational Gift, asked to close up but still needs to a lot more. Secret Mission is running on against the fence. Sweetburn in behind them, but it is Successful Man inside the final 16th, holding on to that lead, and they're not going to catch Successful Man. Successful Man comes away to win it under Calvin Bailey by maybe 5. Sensational Gift is next. It's close between Secret Mission and Sweetburn.
The third race was another easy race for turf fights there. 3 of my 4 horses finished in the first, second, and fourth spot. And one of my fourth selection was scratched. That was Noble Sovereign. Changing the dynamic of the race, because if Noble Sovereign had started, I think probably would have been the leader and would have caused Successful Man to go a little faster. So it probably would have set up better for Sensational Gift. So keep an eye on Sensational Gift next time in town. Sweetburn had a poor start and was staying on at the end, beaten for third by a head on the line. So also watch out for that one. But yeah, the third race was a fairly easy one.
Ready for race 4. They're off and racing. Better than COVID gets a good start, along with Empress in the Breeze closest to us. Over in the middle, Briscoe showing a good dash. Over on the far side, General Kyrula. So it's better than COVID. Empress in the Breeze right there too. That is a She Who Has No Name. A body move is also prominent. Briscoe looks to be running a powerful one over on the far side and may just have the overall lead. They come out to make their way coming out of the chute. Briscoe better than COVID right there on the near rail. That is Empress in the Breeze. Body move is right with them also in the mix. That is She Who Has No Name. Briscoe body move is coming on nicely. It's Briscoe and body move also there. That is Last Hurrah making a good race of it. They're spread right. It's Last Hurrah looks to have the lead coming to the half a furlong pole. It's Last Hurrah in front of body move trying to come on. Last Hurrah begins to find more, and Last Hurrah will win the 4th. Last Hurrah beating body move. Then comes Blinding Light. Batted She Who Has No Name got tied for 5th, either Planner or Briscoe.
And the 4th race, out of my top 4, I think only one of my horses was in the top 4 there. That was the 5, Blinding Light. And if you watch this channel, you know I hate 5 straight races and I hate bottom of the barrel races. These races, if I can find 2 bankers, I probably use the entire field, because these are the kind of races that any horse turn up, and the Old Maiden in this race, Last Hurrah, turned up. I wasn't going to buy him. So good luck for the people who caught that one, but that was a miss for me.
Visibility at the 5 straight, pretty poor at the moment as they're off. Stormer come in the green cap, breaks toward the far side, beginning to attack across. Emperor of the Cats is showing some speed. Jago in the red also attacking to the near side. Adenosine is racing right against the stand fence as they come charging up now toward the final 3. Bugatti is also showing his usual dash and is in with a chance at this point as they make their way now toward the final quarter. Adenosine under the stand fence looks to have the overall lead. Emperor of the Cats now throwing down the challenge. Jago is right there. These are the 3 main contenders. Bugatti asked to close up in behind them. It's Adenosine. Emperor of the Cats now looks to snatch that lead. Jaguar launching an attack. Emperor of the Cats with the lead. Jaguar and Radish Roman now coming at them. As they're inside the final 16th, it is Emperor of the Cats and Rayan Lewis holding on to a 1.5 length advantage and will keep it to the line. Jaguar is second, close between Magical Mood, Spirit of Light. Rosa the Warrior is back in 5th.
Okay, just before the start of the 5th race, The rain came down very hard and the track ended up very sloppy. But I came out first and second in that race. Emperor of the Cat in front of Jaguar. Irish Rich, one of my selections, was a non-starter, and Bugatti faded out of the race. My outsider to watch, Russia the Warrior, I think was fifth. But the horse to watch in this race, to note next time out, is going to be Spirit of Light. Almost caught Jaguar for the second there, so keep an eye out for this Spirit of Light next time at the races.
They're often racing. Althea gets away smartly along with No Apology. So No Apology Althea. Sparkling Fire is also in the mix, and Mineola. So they head toward the 6 furlong point, and No Apology leads from Althea. Then comes a Sparkling Fire. Watching them from fourth, that's all together. Then comes Money Mission right against the rail, Mineola. Just out wide, that is Attila. Just behind Attila, that's Kuzmia. Then 4 or 5 lengths before we come to Candy Girl, Friends Connection, Jody's Fun, and another 6 before we come to Total Velocity. They head towards a 4, and on that lead, No Apology, being hounded by Sparkling Fire going down into second. It's No Apology in front, Sparkling Fire. Althea watches them from third. Right there in fourth, that's Mineola. Another 2 or 3 lengths before we come to altogether just overtaking Money Mission, backing out of it. They're coming to the 2.5 furlong point, and it's still No Apology. Not apologizing for that lead, but here comes Mineola coming down on the outside. They're at the top of the lane. Mineola, No Apology, still in front of Mineola, trying to come. No Apology kicks once again, finding another gear. Mineola has to do more. Left back in third, that's Althea. It is No Apology, bringing them to the furlong pole, and now beginning to skip away. Looks to be about 3 lengths in front of still fighting hard. That's Mineola. No Apology is in front, and No Apology looks to be taking them pillar to post with No Apology. No Apology goes on to beat Mineola by maybe 4 lengths. Mineola is second. Then comes Althea. Candy Girl is third, and Jody's Fun back in fifth.
Another miss for me there in this race. My horses finished second and third, Mineola and Althea, out of my selections. The other horses down the track. But interesting fact of this race, just before the race ran, I was going over the horses because I realized, because the track is now sloppy, I was like, who's going to be the front runner here? And interestingly enough, when I was looking back through the race, I noticed that this No Apology on his debut, the only start he ran, he was in the pace with Queen Latifah and Woman is Boss. Woman in Love. And I was saying to myself, how I overlook this horse. And I'm getting first time lay 6. But then, you hope for the best because I didn't select him. So, I wasn't going to buy him now because, I don't want to buy against my selections. But ended up winning. But show you how important it is to go through every single horse. Don't just look, because I only glanced at him and see one start and him run bad. And then it's after, when the race going to start, I realized, I looked at him, was prominent up to the half mile, right with the pace. And I watched the replay and he was right with the leaders. Queen Latifah and Woman in Love, 2 very fast horses. And this race was void of speed. So that was a miss for me right there. But and also I pointed out on my live that a lot of these horses, conformation wise, are very, very poorly conformed horses. Even Mineola. I don't even like how the front left foreleg of Mineola, kind of turn in a little bit. And the horse to watch, that I said in my live that definitely a horse I'm going to keep an eye on, because good looking horse. It's a horse named Candy Girl. Finished 4th in the race. That's a horse I think I'm going to keep an eye on. And the No Apology horse also was a very good looking horse. The other good looking horse was Kusme, but she's not very, her muscles are not very defined yet. You can see she has a lot of size on her, but she hasn't really getting really cut yet. Her muscles not really rippling yet. So I think that she needs a little more time, but she has a good size. But yeah, watch out for this Candy Girl. That's a good looking horse.
Field in line for the 7th, 5 furlong straight. They're often racing. Sonogram gets a good start on the far side. The Grey Restoration not too far away. Justin Big Time is racing along with a smart trick in the early exchanges. A Midnight Flight, the Grey, is right under the stand fence, But they're coming up now toward the final 3 furlongs, and Midnight Flight may just have that lead. Smart Trick continues to show speed. Just in big time in the orange sleeves, racing just off the fractions and in the middle of the course. On the far side, Restoration and Sonogram, but it's Midnight Flight right in the slipstream. Smart Asset in the red cap. Smart Trick continues to run big in the center along with just in big time, but it's Midnight Flight who charts the course, racing past the furlong pole. Midnight Flight on that lead. Smart Trick now nibbling at it, but it is Midnight Flight continuing to hold off Smart Trick just in big time on the far side. Midnight Flight now beginning to falter. Smart Trick trying to cut into that lead. Midnight Flight just last over Smart Trick, then just in big time Smart Asset. Could be King's Crown back in 5th.
The 7th race, definitely when the track became sloppy, this race turned out how I thought it would turn out. The speed horses would dominate, and so 3 out of my top 4 horses, Midnight Flight was first, Smart Trick was second, and Justin Big Time was third, and my long shot to watching the race, which was the 8th Smart Asset, finished 4th. So only Sonogram didn't really put in much of a punch, but I was giving Sonogram a good chance because of her fitness and to trainer. But definitely coming up to this class was facing some very fast horses here. Horse to watch next time out was King's Crown. At the start, the 8 horse came over and pushed Midnight Flight into King's Crown, which caused King's Crown to swerve, and the jockey lost his right irons, but managed to get his foot back in it. But that time the field has already flown, and the King's Crown still managed to run on 5th. So keep an eye out on this King's Crown, and he was just coming up in class, so that's a horse to watch out for.
They're off and racing. Prince Amman gets a good one in the middle, but Kem rushing out and coming right over to the near rail. So Kem looks to have the overall lead right there to closest to us. That's Commander Z. Power is also there. Supremacy on the premises along with Huntsman, and over on the far side that's Cookie Day and Night. Spread right across the track. Many chances as it is Commander Z and Power. Power and Commander Z. Looks to be Commander Z now with that lead as they come out of the chute and come onto the racetrack proper. It's Commander Z in front, chased all the while by Power. Power putting in a spirited chance on the outside, and Power and Commander Z vying for it. Kem is also coming down into it. Prince Amman is also closing. It's a grand finish. Yes, Kem has now come through along with Commander Z. It's Kem in front. Commander Z trying to fight, but Kem under powerhouse handling. And Kem goes on to beat Prince Amman, Commander Z. Then comes Supremacy. Got really tight for 5th.
This was another hit in this event. 3 of my top 4 were in the Superfecta. Kem won at a good price. Commander Z was 3rd, and the Supremacy was 4th. Definitely going to keep my eye on this Supremacy. If I see Supremacy on Friday, the 23rd of May, in the Labor Day Trophy at 7 furlongs, definitely buying him. Or on the 24th of May, Saturday, the Millard Zadie Cup at 5.5, I'm going to buy him. Either one of those races, if I see Supremacy nominate for one of those races, I'm buying Supremacy, because that's telling me that this 5 straight was probably a warm-up for that race. So just keep an eye out if you see Supremacy in either the Labor Day Trophy on Friday or the Millard Zadie Cup on Saturday. Good run from Prince Amman, fresh off the claim from Anthony Nunes to Jason DeCosta, and a big race, was flying home and got the second there. So definitely Prince Amman still to keep an eye on that one. My horse, the only horse I think that I tipped here that disappointed was Cookie Day and Night, but as I said, the track ended up very sloppy, and Cookie Day and Night is more of a come from behind horse. And when the track is sloppy, horses that have to run on tend to not really fire because they're getting a lot of kickback. You have to really enjoy the mud to run on in the mud and have a shot. So Cookie Day and Night didn't fire. Neither did my long shot to watch California Gold, who's also a come from behind horse. So horses that get kickback don't generally run well in the slop. But otherwise, I was 3 out of 4 in that race, with Kem winning at a good price.
Field in line for the Seeking My Dream Trophy, and they're off. Neostar, Inspire Force left at the back. Desert of Malibu comes through to blaze that trail. Stablemate Atomica rushing up on the outside. There goes Commandant moving fluently on the rail, and it's a Commandant taken on by a Desert of Malibu. Atomica is right there. These three in a very tight clump. Mojito is some 5 lengths back and racing in fourth. Is that a fact? Just in front of Run Julie Run reserved. Divine Force runs the rail. Tick Stock in between horses as they leave the 5. And Neostar racing out wide and a long way last. It's Inspire Force out of it completely as the leaders arrive at the half mile and the war up front continues. Commandant attacked all the while by Desert of Malibu, and next separates them now ahead as the mare closes in on Commandant for the kill on the outside. Atomica races some 4 lengths back in third. Mojito asked to pick it up. Is that a fact? Is 4 further lengths away. Tis Stock now seen making some eye-catching progress on the outside. Run Julie Run, the mare now unleashed. Divine Force is next, then Neostar, and Inspire Force has never been in it, but Commandant, the big horse, kicks and holds that lead. Atomica now running the rail and asked to close up. Desert of Malibu is running on the spot. Commandant may have killed them all off. Atomica trying to close in on the rail. It is Commandant. A quick change of hold, and Atomica, the brave one, continues the chase inside the final 16th. It is Commandant and the champion jockey Radish Roman. This is the Seeking My Dream Trophy. Commandant and Radish take it by 2.5. Atomica is second, close between Tis Stock, Run Julie Run. Divine Force is back in fifth.
And the 9th and final, the feature, the Seeking My Dream Trophy. I tipped 5 horses in this race. Well, 4 horses. My long shot in the race was Is That a Fact? The top horse I had in this race was Inspire Force, but the minute I saw this track was sloppy, my mind kind of was like, this horse not going to fire. Not because this horse comes from too far off the pace. With the mud kicking in front of him, I don't think he's going to fire. But 2 out of my top horses finished the exacta. Commandant, who was actually catching pigeons at exercise, and the top class Queen of Racing, Atomica, she finished second. My other choice was Desert of Malibu. Although I knew Desert of Malibu probably needed the run after the long break, and with the speed that was going to be in the race, I kind of figured she would come back because I really tipped her to finish 3rd or 4th in my selections. But yeah, she did got hooked up with Commandant and tired in the stretch. She will definitely be back. She needed that run. And my outsider to watch, Is That a Fact? As I said, once the track was sloppy, although he did run well in the Gold Cup in the slap, this against this kind of pace, I knew he wasn't going to come with a run when I saw the slap, because I know this was going to be a way stronger pace than the Gold Cup. And Commandant has now thrown the gauntlet down, wanting a rematch with Barnaby. So we got some interesting races coming up. So we'll catch you next time at the races. All right, guys, as usual, stay safe.